Hello everyone, my name is Cetus and welcome back to Europa Universalis 4 as Brandenburg with the new Emperor DLC. I have been playing in my own time a game as Austria, and this has given me some ideas for how we might want to continue things in the long term, specifically around the Holy Roman Empire. Now, it would be nice if we were able to take the throne and become the emperor of the HRE. And there's a couple of ways we can go about this. Kind of, if we want it the quickest, we could start playing the diplomatic game, try and ally some of the electors, get their approval ratings up, and convince them to elect me. Not an impossible thing. I mean, as you can see right now by the little flags underneath here, almost everyone is voting for Austria, with the exception of Bohemia, which is my ally and friend from a long time. So we could play that game. We could also play the game, which is what I've been talking about a lot throughout these episodes, of vassalizing the electors and forcing them to vote for me. Interestingly, though, the other electors don't particularly like it when you do it, but I think there might be a good long-term one, which, if we don't rush to becoming emperor, I think an interesting way to go about doing that might actually be to give up being Catholic when the Reformation starts, and become Protestant, and then lead the Protestant League in victory. And then if we are the most popular at the end of that, which won't be Austria because they will be Catholic, we might be able to take the throne that way by leading that. That said, that route is a little bit of a gamble because it depends who's on what side. You know, if Poland and France both join the Catholics, then that wouldn't work out very well for us. Regardless, let's dive into this episode for now, kind of see what's going on. We have a government reform, which I was discussing a little bit in the last one because we kind of just unlocked it, where we can get cheaper advisors, cheaper leaders, and cheaper or an extra free policy slot. And these all provide different states with bonuses. We're going to take the free policy. Not even slightly helpful to us now, but down the road that will be actually quite useful and nice. As for the state system, I don't think I want to mess with anything else. I did play around with it a bit more in my other game, and there is some interesting power to it, but I actually kind of like this balance we've found. We are getting our bonus power, mnemonic power, out of everyone, and they're not too disloyal. We have some penalties because the bugs don't like us, but that's fine. We could embrace this institution for 105 gold. That's honestly not that expensive. How close are we to getting it everywhere? But we're pretty close to a few of the others going. We're not close to unlocking a specific technology, so I think we're just going to hang on for a little bit and see how that goes. As from the attacking point of view, let's take a glance at our aggressive expansion and see how we're doing. Oh, we're down to about 6. The worst I saw was, what was that, 14? 14. So aggressive expansion is doing really good. So we're perhaps almost at the time where we can try and find a way to expand, but that's going to be a little bit tricky because of the number of people who have allied Poland, which is disappointing. Namely, these people up here. These are the people I really want to attack, but if I attack them... oh, they have Lithuania. Is Lithuania and Poland not in a personal union? They're not, they're just allied. Well, that's actually pretty nice because they're less powerful. Oftentimes these two become in a personal union together and become one empire, and that's just terrifying. Still, I don't particularly feel like fighting Lithuania. Even just at a glance here, you can see they have way more power. So if I pull in my allies, that's actually kind of interesting. If I pull in my allies, Bohemia and Saxony, we have about 13k more infantry, 4k more cavalry, and 5k more artillery. Well, that's actually That's interesting. We could actually maybe win that even against Lithuania. I'm used to these two being together, so maybe we'll go for a direct war with them. Getting this land would be incredibly helpful for a couple of reasons. One, it's all in the Lubeck trade node, which you may or may not recall. I really want to move to the Lubeck trade node at some point because it's just worth so much more money. 22 gold flowing through it instead of the 6.5 of where I am now. And then I can start redirecting what I have here up into the Lubeck trade node and just make it better and better. Which means probably, despite the fact that I should be pushing south down into getting the territory for my missions, because the missions are the objective, I could easily see myself taking up a bunch of Denmark's territory. But for now, let's unpause, because we're just waiting for some things to get done. We have some gold. We could buy some upgrades. Let's take a look. If I was to save up for... Wait. My alliance with Austria is breaking? Oh, hang on, pause. -1, +50 because I'm allied with Brandenburg, +12 because they like Brandenburg, +5 because of trust, +4 because of my reputation. They don't like that I'm allied to Bohemia, and I have unlawful territory, which is providing negatives. And my army is weak. And my navy is weak. I don't have... Actually, I guess I could start to have a navy, but I don't have a navy. What do we got going here? Unhappiness. Lose stability. Gain prestige. Or lose money. We'll lose money. We'll accept the royal marriage. That actually might be enough to fix... Yeah, that just fixed it. Okay. Problem solved. Hardly worth paying attention. We do apparently have some unrest. I don't remember why. Was the unrest one? Over here. Oh, I'm still coring No. It says we're working on making this a core, but I don't see it over here, that we're coring territory. But we're definitely coring it. So once that goes away, the Emperor will like us a bit more too, because this is our unauthorized territory that they don't like us owning. But once it's a core, it doesn't count. So basically, until it's cored, Austria could go to us and say, hey, give this back or we will attack you. I mean, they won't because I'm powerful, but they could. We're going to hang on to our money, but what I wanted to look at is manufacturing. What would I get if I was to do that? Looks like the best bonus is 0.26, and we will want to get the factories up and running at some point, but not a rush. A few more possible churches, because again, I kind of like anything above 0.1 or above 0.1. In fact, I'm just going to buy this 0.13 increase in gold. Oh, and this one's a 0.20 increase in gold for a workshop, so we're going to buy that, because that's a really good one. And how's this spread? We're down to 73 gold to get it. Again, we're not in a hurry. We would have no choice but to do it. Well, not no choice, but we would want to do it regardless if we get to maximum power up here. But I don't think that's going to happen before we finish off the rest of our territory. And then it will cost like 20 or something, which will be great. Increase speed. I'm going to mute and sneeze, which I'm actually have always been curious if the mute button makes sound you guys have to hear, but hopefully not. I needed to sneeze, and I don't think you wanted to hear that. There's our core province, so now we don't have to worry about that. What is states? That's a useless state. Though I guess long term we might have it all, but no, I'm not going to state that. I don't think the gold increase will be worth it for this one province. Could be, but I don't think it will be. 6.1 unrest. I'm going to give them full autonomy for now, just so I don't have to think about the unrest. Just make my life easier. So now we can do a technology. We can do a military technology. Because we have tons of power saved up. But again, we don't want to do it like it's a 48% penalty right now. And we don't have to rush it because we don't need it right now. Wow. Took so long to embrace this. Colonialism is starting. Yeah. Nobility's power is declining, which is fine. It happens and we're not helping them. I may have to look into attacking sooner rather than later because I don't want my allies to get into other wars. Do I have enough favor? I do. Okay, so one of the things you can do with your allies is you can ask them to prepare for war. It takes 10 favor, and for 1 year they will prep for war. It makes them more likely to join, and then they're ready for the war like right off the bat. So I might do. Oh. You guys are having a bit of a revolt issue. Are you being attacked? No. Why do you have enemy armies in your place? That's odd. You guys aren't going to be much help if you have no troops. I might actually go kill the rebels for them. I'm at max manpower, so losing a little wouldn't hurt, because right now I'm not gaining anything by waiting. I need full morale, though, before I do this. What do we want? We can gain tax in Berlin for manpower or for money. We'll lose the manpower because again, we're at max, so we're not. Oh. Okay, well they just won. That's fine. The rebels won and went away. They got whatever they wanted, which is fine. Don't actually care. I just want their army to rebuild before we go to war. Out of curiosity, if I was to go to war with them, why would Austria not help us? Do we want papal influence or prestige? We'll take papal influence. And we'll have to look at that in a second. Why won't Austria join? Because they're the emperor. And it's an internal war, so they can't take sides. That's... yeah. Okay, papacy. What do we got? We have 40 papal influence. It'd be really nice to get some more cardinals at some point. Military... theory is fascinating for men everywhere. They have, so basically our people have devoted to military. We gain professionalism and morale. Let's pause for a second. I'm at 39. I'm gaining 2.3 a month. Or was that a year? Yeah. So I could hang on and grab one of these, hit one of these buttons for some really strong bonuses. Or I can really invest in becoming the papal controller. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do that. Oh, I have no cardinals, so I can't become the papal controller. Well, that's stupid. Okay, so be it. Disappointing, but we'll live. We're down to 49 for the embracing cost. So that's getting better and better. I am gonna do this. I am gonna go spend 10 to ask them to prepare for war. And spend 10 to ask them to prepare for war. I think this will be good because Lithuania is pretty big and it's going to be a pretty big war. We're going to stay prepared for war. What are we making? 3.8. I'm going to turn that fort. I'm going to turn my forts back on. Also in preparation. I might be a little bit ahead of time, but that's okay. I want the forts to have people in them too, just in case this turns into a bit of an ugly war. Resurgence of the robber barons. I never spilled the blood of noblemen, I only executed rogues, robbers, and murderers. We will use force to defeat and execute hundreds of robber barons throughout the realm. It's cheaper to develop, we gain legitimacy, a bunch of noble regiments will rise up against me. Nobility will hate me. Nobility loses land. Interesting. Or, we leave it be, we gain them right now. Well, thought I raised that fort. That could have been awkward if the rebels took it right away. Not exactly how I want to use my manpower, but whatever. We'll get rid of these rebels. Recover a little bit before we take the armory with the much bigger The Duke of Burgundy wishes to join the Holy Roman Empire. Really? Yeah, a little bit. Oh, no one wants him in? 63 people voting no. Well, I'll vote yes. Don't have that much sway, but I would much rather they get in. Basically, when I become emperor eventually, I would like... Oh, they attacked me. Awesome. I would like them to be as strong as possible. Pretty big hit on my manpower, which is a little unfortunate. Right before I'm about to attack, but that's okay. Ongoing incident, but I already voted, so it doesn't matter. Yes, we'll marry you, Bohemia. I can invest in tech. Look at this, down to 34 gold to invest in. And that one's almost done. That one's a long way, so we'll probably just pay whatever the cost of this last province is. Which is fine. Present there, down to 14. Okay, so let's pause, because the reason we gotta pause is when we embrace our military, or our power cap is gonna go down dramatically. Which means if too much time passes, we will lose out our power that we have built up. So we're gonna have to embrace and then spend. So we embrace. See, and now military is over the cap, so I would lose some of that power if I didn't use it right away. Which we're going to, because we're going to get our military tech 8, which puts us on par with the rest of the world, which is very good for about to go to war. Diplomatic tech 8 also puts us on par, excellent. Admin tech, also on par. So now we are, what is this? We are 4 years ahead of time, in fact. And probably relatively on par with the rest of the world. If we look at the technology map, we are either equal or higher in various technologies. Except for over here, where they have a 9 in Diplo, which is crazy. Who is that? One of the Dutch ones. Very interesting. But that's awesome. And now we can start focusing on getting our ideas up and running, which will be good because we want to at least get to the cheaper technology. That will be very nice. Okay, so we got a new decision. Active uniformity. Missionaries are stronger, but embracing institutions is more expensive. We don't have religious issues. We don't need stronger missionaries. We're not going to activate it. Maybe later, but for now, it doesn't matter. And then we are going to go to war with you. Who are we going to fight? This little country over here. And that little country. Oh, see, this is going to be hard because I'm actually going to want land from all of them. And I don't know how... I don't think I'm going to be able to take that much aggressive expansion on. And that's going to be disappointing. I'll live, but it's going to be disappointing. Okay, we're going to bring my army over here because we're going to try and immediately stomp on these armies. And can I build up the strength of my military? What's my cap? 21 is my cap. I am at 17. Why can't I do the math on that? That's 4 more people. So let's grab... Early cannons are garbage. We need at least 1 though for making sieges easier. I'm actually going to grab 2. Just because more cannons make sieges faster. Though they aren't going to help that much in wars right now. And I'm going to grab 2 more infantry. Okay, we're going to let those build up. I lost a rival. Oh, they ate up that little territory. You monsters. That was my rival. I could rival Denmark. We have plans there. I could rival Poland, but Poland is scary. Saxony is my friend. Bohemia is my friend. Could rival Bug. I have no need. Okay, well, Denmark's an easy one. Who do I want as my third? I don't want it to be Poland. I could do Burgundy. Sure, why not? They're far away. I have no desire to do war with Poland, so... Where's our army? We're just letting that build back up, and then we're going to do this. Especially we can jump on them. See, they're drilling, so they have no morale. And we can just hop on them and destroy that 10k army right off the bat. We're going to be in a good spot for this war. Oh, come up here. Wow, we banned them from entering. That seems like a foolish decision. Okay, let's do this. War. Still kind of scary to me. I'm used to Lithuania being unstoppable, but look at the number of troops. 50k troops or infantry versus 30. Equal cavalry. And we have way more cannons. This should be fine. This should be fine. It should be fine. Which one do we want as our war goal? I was going to say this one, but this one is not one of the possible. We're going to take this as our war goal because what I would like to do is so I'm not going to be able to take everything. So what we're going to try and do is probably take these two and maybe one or two over here. And then primarily what I want to force them to do is give up Lithuania as an ally and cut Poland off from them to try and stop Poland from expanding into their territory. We'll have Denmark at risk at doing that too, potentially, but I mean, we'll probably go into war with them anyway, so that's fine. It's fine. Let's try this. Let's see how this goes. It could be anywhere from really good to really bad. We are going to slow time down, launch the war, and jump on these guys. And we just stack wiped that 10k army because they had no morale, which was gorgeous. Better than I dared hope. We're going to try and hunt this group down. Oop. We're going to try and hop on this group of 7k. We won't be able to stack wipe them because they have full morale, but we can do some damage. And the more troops we get rid of before Lithuania's armies get here, the easier it will be to take Lithuania. I'm gonna come siege. Did I stack wipe them? It kind of looked like I stack wiped them. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna try and siege down these two allies so they can't build back up. And frankly, Bohemia is doing fine over here at so many troops. We'll see how this siege goes. It's probably a high-level fort. What do we want? Merchants suffering, give them support, or tell them to stuff it. We'll give them support. Yeah, it's a level 3 fort. That's gross. Basically means it's going to be very hard to take. Good start to the war, though. Lithuania is a long walk, though. They still have time to show up and be a pain. But we've destroyed all the armies over here very quickly. That's made our life better. They are trying to build back up their army over here. Hamburg. Oh, whoa, blood is thicker than water. They are right. Banish him. Oh, so our advisor's done something wrong. What has he done? They doubt his loyalty. They argue that in spite of his previously exemplary service, we simply cannot trust. Oh, he's Pomeranian, and we're at war with them. So they're like, he can't be loyal to us, despite the fact he's been a great advisor. So I can keep him. Interesting. So I can keep him. The nobility will hate it. There's a 33% chance he is a spy and will lift the fog of war for our enemies. And a 66% chance that he stays loyal. Interesting. And he might give us sight of their land. You know what? We don't need it. We'll banish him. We don't need to see through the fog of war. Where are you guys going? Where are you going? I mean, I guess we need to siege down. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Lithuania is getting their butts handed to them by Muscovy. That's wonderful. Oh, they're not going to bother me at all. Oh, well, this was... If I had noticed that, I would have been like, this was easy. Okay, cool. Did they even join? They did join, they won't be able to help. Look at that gloriousness. Also, look at this nightmare. They are going to become Russia, And they are going to be a force to reckon with. Hopefully a force to reckon with that Poland and Lithuania will keep away from me, but that's still intimidating. Oh, and they have enemies down here. Who is Austria at war with? Huh, some little war. Just troops happen to be over there. You guys are allowed to go defend your fort. I mean, I guess whatever, like, keep taking stuff from me, that's great. I don't really care if your stuff gets sieged down. Oh, we can grab an idea. We'll grab the next influence one. These will be useful because I do have a couple of vassals, and I plan on getting more vassals. There'll be strong arguments towards vassal feeding too in the later days, which is basically you give land to your vassals with the plan to annex them and take it into your country later, which saves you the admin power of having to core everything. Costs you diplo power, but generally speaking, diplomatic power is easier to come by than administrative power. Somehow I'm still making money, which is actually a sign that our economy is doing really good. If we can leave our forts up and our army maintenance up, like, we're in a really good place. Did that just go from a 14 to a 7? I think it did. That's very disappointing. Still some fighting here. I don't know where all Bohemia went to get their capital back. Well, not their capital, but one of their cities back, which is fair. Which is fair. Irritating, but fair. Anyone hurting Lithuania for me? No. Be a good time to, like, run in and grab their capital. Lebec is sieged, which is good. We will siege down this other one. Actually, maybe we should come deal with these armies. That would make sense. I would like to siege down the individual nations, but let's get rid of this army. There's a lot of other wars going on, like, just around, which is interesting. Okay, now we'll come back and siege this. Lithuania is perfectly busy, so that's fine. Out of curiosity, can I just white peace Lithuania out of this war? I could. Would they give me money? No. Do I want to white peace them? The reason white piecing them could be useful because once they're done the war, they could come attack us. But they've probably been beat on so bad that... Well, let's take a look. Armies. War enemies. Lithuania. They have very little manpower. But they still have a lot of troops. So they would still be a bit of a problem if they got into the war. I mean, manageable with my allies, but, like, do I... What's the gain? What's the gain for me for defeating them? Which is nothing. I could get money from them. So yeah, let's just white peace Lithuania out. No gain from having you guys in the war. We can get technology. I could grab military technology. That would put us so far ahead. We're not going to do that until we're capped. And then we might. I wish I had a military idea at this point, though. Use some of that excess power, but oh well. Lebec keeps offering us peace. Let's take a look. Well, let's think about this. They are a huge component of the trade. But I don't think I need them for my missions, do I? I need that land. Eventually I'll need that land, which is terrifying. That, oh, am I actually going to end up at war with Poland? I am. Oh, I should arrive with them. Who knew? Yep, that's a ton of Poland's land. What else do we got? Conquering that stuff. They don't actually have a requirement to have Lebec. It would be a good one to have. But I'm also kind of realizing, like, I'm eating up a bunch of the little princes, and if I do become the emperor at some point, that will make the empire weak. So maybe actually what maybe we don't want the empire. Maybe that isn't our goal. Maybe that shouldn't be our goal. Regardless, I think this is a good place to call this episode. It's ran on the long side because I was just completely into this war. So in the next episode, we'll finish up this war and see how we feel. Hope to see you then.